Many things have happened in April 1936. Von Schleicher is having an attempt at becoming both the Chancellor and the Minister President of Prussia. We have so far managed to block the other two coalitions from expanding their seats enough to get him out, and we are still fighting in Asia. And we still have 26 days until we need to deal with the economy again. So many things can still happen in the meantime. Let us... there was one thing, I lost the trade for chromium. I have to reestablish that, because now I think I have them, yes. German East Asia, please send me chromium. Thank you. I have that one factory available. We are trying to deal with the encirclement situation here by maybe managing to liberate one of these, but they are focusing very hard, and I think they're going to take the port here. The second Rand rebellion. So yes, South Africa has turned syndicalist. We've noticed that already because Canada declared war on them. So I don't think we can rescue that division here, but we'll try to hold the line at least while we are pushing through the north. There are a lot of divisions here, and they should be able to take the capital at this point. So the left, around the old school communists, actually are planning to do, have managed to convince the rest of the extreme left to call for a May Day, Workers' Day demonstration all the way across the industrial heartland of Germany. This gives the syndicalism a little bit more popularity and costs us another 2% stability that we just managed to regain. No, this isn't good at all. Dang it. Yeah, so labor demonstrations, and that probably means that we're going to have to do something about on this side pretty soon if we want to avoid that going out of control. I'm guessing here because I have no idea, but we will see. For now, we'll focus on trying to make some gains here in the south. Romania, no, really Romania. After the complete crash of Oil Lands Leasehold Company managing the Piolesti oil fields, the government proceeded to nationalize the assets of the bankrupt corporation. It's yet another case of Romania breaking the Bucharest Treaty. But there's little we can do to stop them. Neither does the public care much about the issue. Well, I care because that's where most of our oil came from. So we are now doing a trade embargo against Romania. And that means that our oil is reduced. Yes, we're still getting a fair amount from Azerbaijan, so we should be okay. But still, could have been better. And we are trying to see if we can manage to hold the onslaught here in the south, while expanding our lines a bit, providing aid to the Sichuan province. Southern Chinese province of Sichuan is currently experiencing a terrible famine and is struggling to save its people. They have requested that the Legation Council authorize the legation cities to help them open up new sources of grain until the land can recover. Many experts on Chinese politics, however, warn that the money we send for famine relief could just go directly into Sichuanese warlords' pockets. Right. So So these guys here are having a famine right now, which means that they are currently somewhat friendly to us, but it means that, so we have two choices. Either we can approve the motion to send support to the people who are starving and run the risk that the local warlords are pocketing the money and then creating yet another hotbed, or we can deny it and say, let them starve, which is also not going to give us any hope. I'd say von Schleicher is a man of the people. We'll approve the motion. We'll see where that gets us. 23 days and 20 days. I just have to keep an eye on things here that I'm not missing out on the on the events. But for now, we're fighting for the city of Jinhua. It's part of Unternehmen Asta. And we are pushing out the enemy troops here while defending further south. Do we have an opportunity of... We've got 3 divisions here. Do we have an opportunity of breaking through anywhere? This is mountainous, so no. But we might be able to break through the forests here and see if we can encircle the troops here on the east. Then we've won a major victory. But I have to sort of rely on the Chinese troops to follow in, and they still haven't finished up. They still haven't finished up in the north, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that they would do that by themselves and then free up these divisions to push south. But let's see if we can. Let's see if we can push a bit further south here, while simultaneously holding the lines, because we have the faster divisions with our cavalry here. It's just a question of where can we make some gains. Nowhere really, no good places really to make gains here. So let's just expand for now. These guys are out of supply, so I wonder if we can actually push into them. They are reinforcing their positions here now. Just making sure I don't miss it. They are reinforcing their positions. We're still holding here in the mountains against the attacks. But they don't have supply here in the east, so that would actually be a good position to... Oh dear, that has gone wrong. So Schleicher has not been appointed Prussian Prime Minister President. Under the advice of the Prussian House of Lords, Wilhelm II refused Schleicher's petition to appoint him as the next Minister President of Prussia. An official telegram from the Stadtschloss stated that Rödern is currently fulfilling his duties well, and the King of Prussia sees no immediate necessity to replace him. The move was welcomed by the conservative nobility in the House of Lords and much of the Prussian legislature, who had hoped to maintain their independence from the federal government, but was met with disappointment from the government itself. Yes, because these people being independent is going to cause us more trouble than if we had managed to get von Schleicher in power there. Numerous political figures supportive of Schleicher's economic recovery plans criticized the decision as well, stating that today's economic collapse requires consolidation of resources, not infighting between Prussia and the Empire. And this actually changes von Rödern, gives us minus 10% recruitable population and minus 10% construction speed. Great. I don't have any construction speed to begin with anyway, but so von Rödern is miffed that we tried to replace him. And so that gambit has failed, unfortunately. I have no idea if there's actually even a chance of this succeeding, but yeah, probably was worth a try. Anyway, let's get back to the situation on the ground. We still have to block the coalition Schwarz-Weiß-Rot from expanding their. Actually, can I get rid of von Rödern? He is okay. Cannot be dismissed. So I'm gonna have to live with him for now, but. Maybe we'll get rid of him in the next election. Can't get any worse than it already is, can it? So let's see if we can manage to have some success here. And I think I might have to support the Chinese in the north, actually. I was really hoping that we would have the troops to encircle some divisions here, but I don't think we have, honestly. I don't think we have the divisions here for counterattacks. They have too many on this side. I need these Chinese divisions here. I need the northern area to capitulate. I think I'll stop the assault now, and we will send. Yeah, we will have to send our divisions north. Okay, I am following the troops back towards the enemy capital, and we will see if we can manage to push them out from there and collapse this northern pocket. And then hopefully we can concentrate all forces on the southern region. Agency upgrade is completed. Do I want to get back? No, I've still got minus 25% construction speed because von Rödern is now annoyed at me for trying to replace him. So he's not working. and yeah, things could have gone better. What was I doing? Oh yes, so we'll keep going with the agency upgrades. I'm just going to go through the motions here and make use of things. Have I actually moved? Yes, I have moved my operative over, so we should have some advantage here as well in terms of in terms of intelligence when it comes to running the attacks here. And one of my cavalry divisions is kind of stuck on the defense, but the other 3 are on the way, and we have still 10 days, and the vote has passed. What? Oh, was that the vote for supporting the starving? Yeah, that was, I think, the vote for supporting the starving people here. So let's hope that doesn't backfire. And I've got the 3 divisions coming in. I'm just going to need them to regain their. I'm just going to have to get them regain their organization. Now, what is this now? Oh, things have gone badly at home. So the police in Berlin decided to prohibit the demonstrations, and in return, the communists showed up in force. Live shots were fired, 30 people killed and 200 injured at the end of the day. The far left was taking it as confirmation of their of what they were saying anyway, that the government was evil and capitalism was on its decline, whereas the SPD was a bit more divided in complaining that they were literally asking for violence, while at the same time demanding investigations, which the government decided not to. See, this is why I wanted to have control over Prussia rather than letting them run rampant. So this gets us -2% stability. We're already back to -45. And economic decline is raised by 250 points. Great. This is why I haven't done this yet, because yeah, this is going to go up to 3,000 now. Okay, we've still got 14 days for that to happen and 10 days to block them, while we are continuing the fight in China. Okay, 1 cavalry division is still pinned on the defense in the south, but the other 3 we can now rush through the capital and finish off the northern region, which then should open us up to potentially push in the south and try to get behind enemy positions and weaken the front even further. But that should at least relieve these divisions here as well. So let's make that happen. And we've got the combat width now because we're attacking from multiple directions here. So once they reinforce, and they're even opening up here in the north as well. So I think the capital is about to fall, and that should hopefully deal a blow. Okay, Marienhall Castle has been completed. The month leading up to the 1936 elections did not give the German populace a good image of their government. No, divided, fighting over petty conflicts, and ignorant of the needs of the people. They appeared complicit in the financial collapse in February. Recovery from the financial crisis requires for the government to regain the people's trust, both to ensure that the masses of unemployed and impoverished do not resort to radical ends, like we've just seen in Berlin, but also to sway the Reichstag by displaying the Reichskanzler's personal popularity. Quote von Schleicher, though more of a technician of politics than a public face, took upon the task. So he's going to do weekly radio talks, and he's going to explain his plans to the people. That is a really good idea. More should be doing that. Unprecedented move of personal connection between the Reichskanzler and the German people was a success. Hundreds of thousands across Germany turned out to listen to the radio talks, and the contents of Schleicher's speeches were constantly commented and discussed throughout the press. 10% base stability. Yes, I could use that. Greece seizes German assets thanks to rippling effects of Black Monday. So what's Greece up to now? Is Greece friendly with us? Let's begin with that. They are not part of the Reichspakt for sure. This is more of this, not really our area here. Greece is. We don't really have a very high opinion of Greece, to be honest. So what have they done? German investors who held majority shares in Greek factories and mines have been closing those businesses down, in some cases because they are unprofitable, but in others because the investors have gone bankrupt. The Greek government has responded by seizing many of the worst cases, despite the Treaty of Salonika, signed after the war, stipulating that our investors have unfettered access to their economy. Many in the government are suggesting we respond with sanctions, while others say Greeks are simply doing what they have in order to survive. They could, after all, have seized all investor assets if they'd wished, and not simply some. So they haven't really pushed our investors out. They have the investors have gone bankrupt themselves. So the businesses were orphaned. I don't feel like we would necessarily need to put trade sanctions onto that. I mean, Greece is not necessarily my area of interest, but the Ottomans possibly, and we're trying to get on better terms with the Ottoman Empire. So no, honestly, they haven't really taken anything away from us. They've just taken over businesses where the investors have gone bankrupt anyway. So yeah, leave them be. We're all trying to cope. But we have completed the Man in the High Castle, so we can now do a couple more things. Well, first of all, we are going to have to start taking a look at the economic situation, because we're 10 days away, and we're also going to have to deal with the Schwarz-Weiß-Rot coalition. Okay, so we have 7 days, and I think at this point I am going to use my capability of talking to the parties. So the Schwarz-Weiß-Rot coalition is going to be talking to DKP and Zentrum Right, so we can prevent that, and Zentrum Right as well, which means that these are not going to be successful, and the Demokratische Union isn't doing anything to begin with. So everything here is frozen. But we have to also look at the economic situation. And as we've just seen, things can easily go sideways. So we have to decide where we're going to take our next focus. Right now, I can talk to three parties, and I can talk to three parties, but they can convince. In total, they're convincing five. That the two factions can convince 5 parties. So there's 2 getting through. I can take the Querverbindung focus, which will give me 1 more, so I can actually prevent 4. I might not have to do that just yet, but that also leads to some interesting things, because right now von Rödern is rather unhappy, and I mean it's construction speed and recruitable population, none of which I actually need right now, but this will eventually lead to a possibility of either shuffling the ministries around, in which case von Rödern is happy again, and that increases my political power again, which I need. I am very low on political power. And it also increases my war support, which might eventually get me towards getting off civilian economy. Or I can further, I can take another focus here to stop the, to, I think, get rid of von Rödern. I'm not sure. Or get Otto Braun in from the SPD into the Prussian ministry, I think, and he will actually that'll actually increase civilian production, civilian factory construction speed, which I don't need, but also 5% political power gain. I'm feeling almost more shuffling of the Prussian ministries to counter von Rödern's negative effects there. But I might not have to do that just now. I might do the Querverbindung first, and then I am personally thinking to go down the go down the Tarno-Bade plan. The problem here is that one problem here, at least for the duration of the Black Monday crisis, here I actually get Walter von Rathenau as political advisor, which gives me factory dockyards and production efficiency growth. Right now my production efficiency is tanked. It's sitting at 10% because of Black Monday. And von Schleicher himself is not great for production efficiency. So looking at that again, I might actually go with Rathenau after all, because that gives me some output and a 10% production efficiency cap, whereas this gives me only for the duration. Only for the duration I will gain a vast public works, which gives me consumer goods factories minus 30%, which is huge, but also halves the factory output. So this is really geared towards more factories. This is geared towards more efficiency. And yeah, not sure how soon I will need. The thing is, if I need the factories, I need to build them. Whereas if I can get more efficiencies out, I can make better use of the factories that I have today. Or I can also take the Freiwilliger Arbeitsdienst, which unlocks a couple of the other ones here, which gives me decisions to deal with the economic situation. Because let's take a quick look at this. We have a labor crisis, and unfortunately we only have capital controls, which doesn't help with labor crisis because, well, it's capital controls. But we do have the option to go cooperating with businesses, which means for a 3% debt addition, which is massive, I get 2 cards. So I'm going to have to do that anyway. I do have the Reichsbank analysis, which I can change the crisis with. But even with a 50% boost, I am not going to get over the investment, because that capital controls only gives me 500 investment. So I'm going to need to do this anyway. So I might do this first and see if I can get anything that helps me get over here. But I think I will need additional cards relatively soon. So I'm going to go for the Querverbindung first, just to be able to get these on the quick if I need them. But after that, we will need to do something about the economic situation. So we're going to do cooperation with businesses. We're going to need that anyway. I can wait still another 5 days. Okay, well, we've done this one. This one is going to time out in 7 days. I can wait another 5. So that's all good. I'll just keep an eye on it while we are pushing into the capital and hopefully defeating the northern insurgency, and then we can focus on the socialists in the south. The line appears to be holding here. Okay, what's going on now? Polish railway network. I am not going to try to pronounce that. Sorry, Poland. Is largely owned by a German subsidiary of the Königlich-Preußische und Großherzoglich-Hessische Staatseisenbahn. The KPU-GHS. The Americans are better with acronyms. A Prussian government railway company. This arrangement has secured German oversight over the vital transportation route to the Oststaaten, but also required considerable funding to keep the route operable for major military deployments to the east. With a dramatically reduced need for traffic and cuts to the thing, the railway's fate is now uncertain. With thousands of railway workers unemployed, the Polish government is under tremendous pressure to buy the corporation out from the Prussian hands. This would result in the Poles taking care of the little financial loss, but our military questions how safe it would be to entrust the Poles with ownership of the most vital route in Middle Europa. We have invested somewhat in Poland. How's Poland looking right now? Poland is not very stable, but that's mostly because of the society there is not. They're very much in favor of us, but the question would be, we could spend we could spend 15 political power to just keep it, or we could let Poland have it. In which case, I think the German trade influence here, we have the economic influence is currently at 50%. We can spend political power to use investments to improve that, and we can also spend increase the popularity of the Polish monarchy. Is Poland going to be a trouble? Because the thing is, Poland is somewhat, if we're looking at the factions view, Poland is somewhat essential for, where are my railway routes? Let's have a look at that. Poland is somewhat essential, yes, because most of the railway lines are here going through Poland. So everything holding the Eastern Front is going through Poland. I think I am agreeing with the military here. To spend 15 political power in the grand scheme of things is not that much. Yeah, let's bail it out. Where was I? Oh yeah, we were going to wait for a couple more days to see if anything else went wrong there. And so we've done that. We've bailed it out for now, and I think that was the right decision, because I agree with the military here. We're sending the cavalry over now, and we are about to take the capital, in which case the northern frontier should collapse, and then we can focus on creating a breakthrough in the south, most likely through here. And then we'll see if we can surround some divisions, wipe them out. And yeah, they have been annexed. We have 482 equipment has been seized. And they have capitulated. The government's gone into exile, and their main forces have capitulated. The struggles are over. There's still an all-out war, and fighting continues elsewhere. Yes, I know. So we can now, now that we've taken them out, we are going to align our front line here, with the goal of potentially reaching the capital. So let's see if we can facilitate a breakthrough here, and then rush with the cavalry for the capital. Okay, so I think the last thing we're going to do today is deal with the economy, and it's 7 days away. I don't think much is going to happen here anymore. So we are going to cooperate with businesses, which costs us 3% GDP. Ouch. But now we have a reform card. A reform card is good, because a reform card is something that I can, what is that, 3%. Relief cards will do 20% more stability. I don't think stability is my problem, though, because stability is an easy one, but I can use Chancellor and the radio as well. None of. Okay, this is a reform card. This is a recovery card. This is, but it's not a specific recovery card. So this will give me 1400 stability and investment. And with this, with the reform card, I can boost. Oh, it's a permanent card. Okay, so that's an interesting one. So that's a permanent card I can put in there, and I still get 2000. The problem is going to be the investment. So I might have to do another. Oh, I can't do another cooperation with business. Okay, in that case, I have to do the Reichsbank analysis and hope that it's not a labor crisis anymore, because I have nothing to deal with labor crisis. It's now a liquidity crisis. Capital controls not helping. Crap. Yeah, that did nothing for me. So that was. That was a waste. I mean, it hasn't cost me anything, but also hasn't helped me in any way. So we're going to play this one for sure. That is, what is that? 2%? It's quite difficult to see from here. That's 1%, that's 2%. That's 4%. Oh man, these are expensive. 20% more stability isn't going to be enough, even from here. Okay, so we're going, I mean, this is all we have. So we're going to go with this. We have to go all out here. So that's 1400 investment, 1400 stability, which is not enough. We can do this, which gets us done in terms of stability. But it's not helping us with the investment, because that's only 500 investment. So stability is good, investment is not. So this will add 20% more stability. I don't know what this card does. So I have two options. I can either spend an additional 4% debt for the price monitoring reform, and that seems to be permanent. So I may have to do that at some point anyway. So I may as well, because right now it gives me additional stability, but I don't know what I gain out of that. I don't need stability, I need investment. But it unlocks the Chancellor and the radio card, which is free, but I don't know what it does. So we may as well do it, because this seems to be permanent. So let's play this, which doesn't seem to have done anything. Did I have to do that beforehand? Okay, so this actually... Oh, I should have probably done that earlier. This will increase investment and stability by 50%. Okay, I think I made a mistake there by playing the capital controls. I could have gotten away with... No, it's not enough. Oh, I did not pay attention. I mean, it's free, but yeah, I could do it. It's not helping though, because it's 50% of the actual card, not of the actual score. So we're not getting enough investment to deal with the stagnation. I need to, after the Querverbindung is done, I need to get, that's a relief card. That is giving me a recovery card. Draw a number of cards from the deck equal to number of national foci completed in the Revive Rathenau option. Okay, and this gives me a recover, that's the same thing. So I probably have to do Freiwilliger Arbeitsdienst and try to get a couple of more cards here, because I do not have enough. I do not have enough to, these are long focus. Or I'm going to have to start removing debt as well. All right, we'll finish that one first. But yeah, we're not going to. I think it's going to be a stalemate. We've got debt up to 116%, but I don't think we're going to get out of this, because we just don't have enough investment to get out of the stagnation. That is due to the... it's all cascading. That is due to us not getting the presidency in Prussia, and in return the police going heavy-handed in Berlin, which has intensified the crisis. Okay, but we have... but we are now moving to, and yes, please move there. We are now moving to hopefully finish up the southern insurgency, and that is something we will take on in the next episode. Anyway, that's it from me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.